Turn me on, I'm a radio. Great to be with you for these last few minutes of the show. Picture coming home from work, plugging your EV into your wall, then using it to power your house overnight and selling some of that power to the grid and turning a profit too, all using electricity that you've generated. Sounds like a dream, or is it pie in the sky? That technology, though, is closer than you think. It's called vehicle to grid, or V2G, and it promises to totally reshape our relationship with our energy bills as well as our car costs. Ben Jones is with Catch Power, an Australian manufacturer of energy management devices. And Ben, you're on the crest of this vehicle to grid wave. How far away is this kind of technology?
So on the regulation side of things in Queensland, this will be launching in July. In terms of the manufacturers actually bringing product to market, we're expecting sometime later this year. But obviously there's a whole raft of vehicles coming to market that are going to be able to do this technology as well. So, yeah.
Will EVs be able to operate essentially like big batteries in our driveways, pumping power back to the grid?
100%. So the vehicle will be able to run all of your home loads as long as you're, under the vehicle's capacity. And then also if there's any surplus energy, you'll be able to sell that back into the grid and support the network as a whole, so we can basically, hit that net zero carbon dream that we're all hoping for. So yeah.
The regulations basically are set to change soon, and that's what's making this possible.
That's right. So Energex have just announced recent changes to Energex and Ergon, have announced recent changes to this regulation, which started on the 21st of this month, actually, so it's already commenced. The vehicle to grid side of that is commencing in July. So they're already ready for this technology. They're well aware of it, and they've written regulations to suit the situation. So, yeah.
Once vehicle to grid is available in Queensland, will that mean houses with the technology will be part of large remote power plants operated by the grid?
Yeah, definitely that's possible. There's an opportunity there for homeowners to group together and work in unison to basically stabilise the grid and keep the lights on for everyone. So the thing to recognise as well is right now globally, vehicles are 4 times the amount of battery storage as compared to batteries that are installed on buildings. So there's a lot of storage already out there on the road. It's just a matter of actually harnessing that energy and using it for the best purpose.
So tell us how, I understand that you're pumping energy from your battery, from your EV into the grid or into your home, but at what point are you pumping up your battery? So, this is going to require us to be truly zero carbon. We would have to be powering up our battery from stored battery energy in a home battery, or directly from solar on our roofs during the day, correct?
Yeah, so obviously you can charge your battery from solar on the roofs during the day. You can obviously power your vehicle from nighttime energy based on wind power and pumped hydro and standard hydroelectric. So we predict that the majority of charging will happen during the day in people's offices. So you'll drive to work and you'll plug your car in.
Yep.
When you return home, you'll plug your car in and you'll start benefiting from your car's battery in terms of all the network benefits and potentially earning benefits for the homeowners as well.
So what is the capacity of a EV battery to power your home, for instance, overnight?
So the average EV is around 50 to 100 kilowatt hours. The average homeowner uses about 20 to 30 kilowatt hours a day. So an average EV could power a home for days on end without charging.
So it would truly then seem to make the home battery storage element redundant. Is that also true?
Not exactly. So what happens is, obviously, as you're driving home from work, the sun's going down, typically for most people who are working 3 till or 9 till 5. You need a small battery to bridge that gap. So when the sun's going down, you need a battery to run your house between while you're on the road to when you actually get home. And then obviously just to sponge up little things that happen in between your car and the grid and your solar system. So
gotcha.
There is still a need for a home battery, but obviously the sizing will be a lot smaller in the future, I believe, as well.
So what kind of technology will it be available? Because right now there's only one EV charger capable of V2G. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah. So there's a company called Warbox that sells a vehicle-to-grid capable charger, but it's only available currently in South Australia because the regulation, as I said, won't start until July. However, there are a bunch of inverter manufacturers and vehicle charger manufacturers that are bringing out product to market after July this year. In fact, there is a brand, it's called SIG Energy, that's actually releasing a hybrid inverter option with a vehicle-to-grid option as well. So there is a product coming to market as we speak, and it's going to be on show next week at the Smart Energy Conference in Sydney.
Wow. So the state government currently has a rebate on home batteries. Do you expect them to offer rebates on V2G-capable chargers as well?
I can't speak for the government because I'm not part of the government, but I would hope that they would encourage the technology if they truly do want to assist the country getting into a net zero carbon position. So, yeah.
Well, that's two very exciting developments. Is this going to be really expensive, though? I mean, right now the Wallbox charger is $10,000, for instance.
Yeah, so as I said, like there are other operators offering all-in-one solutions, so solar inverter, battery, and EV charger in one. Obviously, with all those products bundled together, you will get a better price saving. The other thing to consider as well is there's a lot of companies itching to get into this market with this vehicle-to-grid capable technology. So there's going to be a lot of price pressure on that existing one supplier to reduce their pricing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing a halving of that cost by the end of this year.
Gosh, wow, that's really significant and quick. Thank you so much for catching us up on the news, Ben. Really good to speak with you.
You too, thank you.
Ben Jones with Catch Power, an Australian manufacturer of energy management devices, and we've been talking about vehicle-to-grid technology. And the regulation of that will come into place in June. And then after that, Ben says he expects to see a lot more in the marketplace for you to choose from and the prices to come down as well. So a smaller battery at home than the current ones that we have. He's saying they won't be totally redundant. You'll still need a small battery to bridge that time when you're still out in your car and the sun's going down, you're getting home from work. And then you arrive home and start juicing up the house, and you still have loads of excess surplus power to power your vehicle back to work the next day and to put into the grid as well. It's pretty exciting stuff. It's been fun hanging out with you this afternoon. Annie's my name. A big thanks to Ollie and Braden for the show today and all your calls and texts. It's been a hoot hanging out with you. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all again. We've got a quiz. It's Thursday on the agenda for you after the traffic with Brad at 4:15. 1300 903 222 to play is what you need to know. And I don't know what the theme is tomorrow. We're going to have to come up with that. We'll scratch our heads and right off the cuff of our brain, we'll come up with something for sure. Have a great, safe, wonderful evening. The news is next, Australia-wide after that, and PM to follow.